Coinbase stock has surged more than 40% since the Senate passed the Genius Act, a bill that would establish a federal framework for stablecoins, digital tokens backed by assets such as the U.S. dollar. But is it still being underestimated? Julie Hyman down at the New York Stock Exchange with more on what analysts and experts are saying about the industry. Julie.
Yeah, it's been really interesting, the surge that we have seen in anything stablecoin related. Circle shares, of course, have been the poster child for that, right? Because it is the only pure play way to buy into stablecoins. The other main stablecoin provider, Tether, is not publicly traded. So that's why we've seen all the enthusiasm with the passage of the Genius Act that then will provide that framework for stablecoins. But what we've noticed ever since that passed is that it's almost like stablecoins are the new blockchain, right? Everybody is throwing out product announcements related to them. Over the past week, we've seen companies from JP Morgan to Fiserv to PayPal make these sorts of announcements. So now, especially with the surge that we've seen in those Circle shares, the question is there indeed sustainability? What is the use case for stablecoin and what is the future going to be? Now, the Bank for International Settlements yesterday put out a paper that raised some questions about this and actually caused some turmoil in those Circle shares. It basically said stablecoins, quote, may at best serve a subsidiary role here. It says the monetary system can transform into a next generation system built on tried and tested foundations of trust and technologically superior programmable infrastructures. Basically says that the system as it exists can integrate with this stuff, but it probably won't be replaced by it. And that's something that some analysts are trying to grapple with as well. I talked to Dan Dolev of Mizuho today, and he called stablecoins the Gen AI of 25. In other words, this is a new technology that there's a lot of enthusiasm about and a lot of money being thrown at, but there's not yet a good understanding of what the eventual effect on industry, on the financial system, the use cases, etc. He is theorizing that it's probably not going to be that much of a consumer-facing product, except in one important use case where we're already seeing it be used, and that's for cross-border remittances, right? In certain countries where you see more volatile currency action, for example, it can be quite useful as a way to send money. We're already seeing that happen to some extent. So he theorized down the road, perhaps you could see it disrupt more business to business than sort of consumer facing. And in terms of what he thinks investors should be doing right now, he thinks that the likes of Visa and MasterCard and PayPal, which have fallen in recent days on concerns over competition from stablecoin, he says investors should get into those names because he thinks that disruption has for now been overstated.